Hi everyone, my name is Joanne. Welcome to my channel. How are you today? I am very well. So, today is a special video. I didn't make an extra one yesterday, so yes, this is a special video today. So what I am going to do is I am going to read you the first chapter of my novel. And you've been let in on a little secret when I'm reading this to you because you'll see the link in the name. So it's a little secret in regards to the book. So I will begin, and this is. I'll prop you up first. Let's have a look. Where can I prop you up on? I'll get Alexa up straight. When I see Alexa, I mean my Amazon Fire. HD8. There we are. Right, okay. I've got my Diesel jumper on, kind of given to me by my fiancé Robert Boyle. Diesel, only the brave. So I will begin. The Tale of the Magical Town. Once upon a time, in an ordinary world, an ordinary girl looked up at the cloudy sky while thinking, there must be more to life than this. Joanne was an ordinary girl in an ordinary world. Every day felt like it was on repeat. Joanne saw the same faces, went to work at a job she really just did for a paycheck, said a few hellos to the people she saw day after day, and wondered what it would be like living in a fairy tale. Joanne remembered fairy tales such as Sleeping Beauty, a story that seemed so magical she wondered what a world it would be if that fairy tale was all real. You see, Joanne had went through life with what seemed like a pair of blinkers on. She saw the town, the world even, but had never noticed the magic happening all around. Now, I'm not talking about a beanstalk shooting through the clouds, although if Joanne had only turned around once in a while to admire the beauty, it would have started coming out the ground. That said beanstalk right there in front of Joanne's feet, just waiting for her to put her right foot on the first of hundreds of branches leading up through the sky. That was the thing. Joanne's eyes could see, but because her belief had all but disappeared, Joanne just never noticed the beanstalk or the sky changing colour. Joanne hadn't looked at the sky for more than a few seconds for what felt like a very long time. Joanne's typical day consisted of the following. Number 1, waking up. Joanne would wake up, and nearly each time she did, Joanne would wish she hadn't. You see, Joanne felt like the life she woke up to each day was the same, more or less, than the day before. Joanne felt her life was always going to be that, the same day in, day out. Joanne often heard, after opening her eyes, Connie, Joanne's mother, entering her bedroom, uninvited, bearing gifts. Well, we would all see what Connie carried in her hands as gifts. Joanne saw the tray bearing gifts such as a hot cup of sweet black tea with the milk in, Joanne's red mug with white polka dots, and a large bowl of steaming porridge, as Connie using it as an excuse to wake her up and intrude on Joanne's privacy. Connie would kindly, after gifting Joanne the tray, proceed to open the white vertical blinds. Tut, God's sakes. Did you say something, Joanne? Connie would politely ask. No, Joanne would fire back in a monotone voice. Did you notice something Joanne said during the conversation with Connie readers that she could have said better? As in replying to Connie with an alternative word or words? And the reason why, readers? You believe it would be better? Did you also notice, readers, the reply Joanne gave to Connie to her question wasn't truthful? Thank you, readers, for your input into this story. You gave me a great response. My apologies, readers. I didn't introduce myself. Whoops. My name is Mrs. Boyle, and I feel privileged and excited to meet you all. What is your name? thank you for opening this book and joining us all on this awesome adventure. We all really appreciate the company, and finding new great friends. Each and every one of you are so special, and your contribution to this fairy tale is going to help bring the story to life. Back to Joanne's typical day. Connie had up to now affectionately given Joanne gifts of food, a wake up. Joanne was intending on going back to sleep. The gift of sunlight when opening the blinds, the gift of conversation, and the most important gift of all, love. Now, if Joanne had removed the imaginary blinkers that are seemingly bolted onto Joanne's face to cover her eyes, and the metaphorical freezer that surrounds Joanne's heart were to be switched off and removed, then Joanne may have noticed these precious gifts. But alas, the blinkers and freezer were still there for now, and Joanne was still, how can we put it, readers? Well, Joanne, would you like me to iron anything you are going to wear for work today, Joanne? Connie kindly offering another of many precious gifts of love. No, Joanne replied. Now, readers, 5 seconds earlier, Joanne had a thought pop in her energy field. That said thought went like this. I would love to wear my white and yellow striped blouse with the coloured jewels either end of the collar, if only my blouse wasn't creased. This, reader, this 2-minute insight into the beginning of Joanne's typical day was what occurred every day since the day Joanne opened her eyes for the very first time in her life. Can you, reader, spot the miracle that had occurred during the last conversation Joanne experienced with her mother? Joanne didn't. Joanne had, in fact, just 5 seconds earlier asked the universe in so many words, and not in the form of a question, for the white and yellow striped blouse to be free of creases. 5 seconds, readers. Yes, only 5 seconds later, and the universe delivers in the form of Connie offering kindly to iron said blouse. Yet again, while Joanne replied no to Connie's offer to iron, in her mind, Joanne was actually thinking yes. Not only did Joanne lie to other people, something that most of the time, because Joanne did not tend to live in the moment, she wasn't aware of these lies that would often come out of her pursed lips. Joanne also tended to lie to herself. Can you imagine what life would be like, reader, if Joanne could only see what the world around her sees? Readers, what would your story look like? Can you remember the beginning of your day? Write it down and see if you can spot any similarities, and then describe your perfect first 10 minutes of your day tomorrow. Ask yourself, where would you like to be when you wake up? Is it at home? Or at a good friend's, a boyfriend's or family member's house maybe, a hotel, a tent, or even the moon. Be specific and add as many details as you can. What does your bed feel like when you first open your eyes, readers? What features does your bed have, and how do those features benefit you? So, for example, I am going to wake up in a hotel, Park Farm Hotel, Lamesley, Tyne Weir, a hotel the lovely and generous Emily runs. I am in a king-size sleigh bed made out of yellow material and wood. The bedding is crisp white cotton with a 10.5 tog quilt encased in the white king-size duvet cover. My head is resting comfortably on one microfiber pillow. I am on the right side of the bed. I am feeling warm and relaxed, content in the knowledge that my husband has just leant over and kissed me on my forehead. My husband, Mr. Boyle, has extremely soft full lips, and each time he kisses my forehead, I get tingles. Not only on my forehead, but also all over my body. I am wearing my birthday suit, and the feeling of the brushed cotton sheet stroking my thighs gives me tickles and sends me into fits of laughter. I look into Mr. Boyle's beautiful brown eyes and green, beautiful brown and green eyes when I say, "I love you, Mr. Boyle," to which Mr. Boyle replies, "I love you too." And I get a tingling feeling rushing up my body from the tip of my toes to the top of my head. The air has a scent of vanilla, and the bright white walls of Park Farm Hotel, room number 7, are glowing with the beautiful morning sunshine. And that, readers, is chapter 1 of my novel, The Tale of the Magical Town. So, what do you think? Please let me know. It is a work in progress and something I am looking to do, as I am a creator. I feel I have a lot of inspiration. So, have any of you watched Carnival Row yet with Orlando Bloom and Cara Delevingne? I have just completed watching the first season and it is exhilarating. It is the best piece of television I have watched since The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. Many years ago when I was just a child and I used to wait for it on a Sunday evening, and truthfully that made my Sunday. My Sundays, a lot of the time when I was young, I was filled with dread about school the next day. But The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe would always bring a smile to my face, and that is what Carnival Row has done too. I think the acting is superb. Orlando Bloom is amazing. I'll be honest, it took me a little while to get used to the accent, as it's not what I expected to come out of Mr. Bloom's mouth, but it's absolutely great. And Cara Delevingne is spectacular. She is a great character. I really like the characters and the role of her best friend, the character with the blue hair. She is great. Cara Delevingne is a pixie, so she has wings, and she met Mr. Bloom, Orlando, who is named Philo, the character in Carnival Row, when a war was happening. It is a very, very exciting piece of screenplay. I am really looking forward to the second season. I really enjoyed it. I think the sets are amazing. The characters are amazing. The special effects are amazing. The story is amazing. 10 out of 10 from me, definitely. It is something that it's a masterpiece. For anybody who remembers fairy tales and believes there is something more, then I would go and watch it if I were you. I would recommend it wholeheartedly. It is on Amazon Prime. Now, if you know me, you know I like Amazon. It is on Amazon Prime Video, and the full of season 1 is on there now. So it's great. It's a great piece of screenplay. Absolutely great story, great characters, and it's surprising. There's a lot of excitement. So if you are a fan of Game of Thrones, this is a very good series to take a look at. And it's even better than Game of Thrones, I have to add. It is better than Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones did capture my heart, but this is something else. This is amazing. Okay then, everyone, thank you for spending your time with me today. I have really enjoyed sharing my story with you and giving you an insight into my world. And I would like to thank the lovely John Charles for his comments on my meditation video. If you haven't already watched it, take a look. It is absolutely great if you are looking to relax. And I will say goodbye for now and send my love. Goodbye.